evening, welcome to You Know The Score. It's your host Shingy. Now it's the domestic off-season, so now we turn our attentions to the African Cup of Nations 2019. This year the tournament will be taking place in the historic country in the northeast corner of Africa, which is Egypt. Now Egypt are renowned for their pyramids, hieroglyphics, pharaohs, but Egypt will be looking to a pharaoh of more recent times to drive them to glory, and that's the Egyptian king Mo Salah. However, stepping in Egypt's way for the opening game of the tournament tomorrow is my country, my native country, Zimbabwe, the Zim Warriors. Let's do this. Now, it's been a while since they've played each other. However, the last time these two nations locked horns was in the FIFA World Cup qualifier 6 years ago, where Egypt were the eventual winners, winning 4-2 in Harare. However, I'm still hopeful that we can do a thing, because anything can happen in football, and I feel that Zimbabwe have kind of come back from the depths of adversity to play amongst the elite. So, you know, we deserve to be there, and I feel that we can do a thing. So here to preview the tournament with me today is you guys. That's right, you the viewers. Now, I'm just going to run through both countries' records in the tournament. Now, Egypt, they have a rich record in this tournament. They boast the most wins in this tournament, winning it 7 times. They've reached the final in each of their last 4 African Cup of Nations participations, losing only one of their last 25 games in the competition and winning 18 and drawing 6. That's a remarkable achievement. Their last game that they played, though, they lost in the final. So they will be desperate in their home nation to win and bring the gold home. Now, Zimbabwe have a shocking record in the tournament, which I'm not proud about, but you know, there's always room for improvement. Now, we're making our 4th appearance in the African Cup of Nations. We have finished bottom of our group in each of the previous 3 participations, and we've never kept a clean sheet in 9 matches. That's dreadful. But listen, wrongs are made to be put right. Believe that. So moving on to the danger men for both teams. Now, Egypt, they host the likes of your Mohamed El Neni. He plays for Arsenal. They're captained by Ahmed El Mohamedi, who just got promoted with Aston Villa in the championships. So, you know, that underlines they're not just a one-man team, basically. You know, they've got players that can, you know, who play at a good level to cause problems to anybody in this tournament. But it's impossible to look beyond the man, Mo Salah, because if he turns it on, then Zimbabwe will really struggle, because even the best of them at the highest level struggle to keep Mohamed Salah at bay. And he's going to be the star attraction in this tournament. And, you know, I won't say a lot of players, but El Mohamedi and Mo Salah, they come into this tournament on a high, for the simple fact that obviously Aston Villa got promoted into the championship, and Mo Salah, he won the Champions League with Liverpool. So, you know, they're possibly going to be at the peak of their powers, really, to be honest. Now, with Zimbabwe, the danger men in our team, we've got man like Nyasha Mushekwi. Okay, he's back in the national team after a 2-year hiatus. After scoring 15 times for Chinese Super League team, Daileng Ying Fang. Okay, so he's 30 years old. However, he's well travelled. He's played in Sweden, Belgium, South Africa, and he's moved on to Chinese football. So he's a very dangerous player, and could cause problems. And I think that what Zimbabwe do need to do is play on the counter-attack, absorb the pressure, because we all know Egypt are going to have the ball, and then release your likes of your Mushekwis and your Bilal, which I'll get onto soon, because Egypt will dominate the game. But you never know, Zimbabwe could replicate Ajax's form in the Champions League and cause a surprise. So Zimbabwe, they'll be looking to their hitman, Kama Bilal, who scored 3 goals in 5 African Cup of Nations Cup game qualifiers prior to this tournament. He's also well travelled. He's played throughout Europe as well. So Zimbabwe will need him and also Mushekwi to be firing on all cylinders in order to get Zimbabwe over the line or get them a decent result against Egypt, because it's not going to be easy. So if they're on form, then there's a chance that Zimbabwe could cause an upset. And Bilal, with his pace and his agility, he's very good on the ball, has a good eye for a pass, could cause the Egyptian backline some problems. Hopefully he runs rings around El Neni as well. Now, alternatively, on the other hand, Egypt's hitman is Mo Salah. And he's scored an array of goals for Liverpool this season. For Egypt, he's been directly involved in 4 of Egypt's 5 goals, scoring 3 and assisting 1. So, like I said already, he's definitely going to be one to watch in this tournament. I mean, if he was a betting man, then it would probably be a good idea to put him down as to be your top goal scorer. But, you know, some people don't bet, some people do. But yeah, Mo Salah, he will definitely be one person that's going to cause problems to the Zimbabwean backline. And Zimbabwe need to be focused. Otherwise, you know, it could be a baptism of fire. And the last thing Zimbabwe would want is a drubbing in the first game and the opening game of the African Cup of Nations. So we're now going to look at who are the the pre-tournament favourites for this competition. Now, we've got some huge teams in it. The competition's expanded from 16 to 24 teams, allowing some debutants to enter the tournament. However, you know, we'll look at the tournament favourites. I mean, as I said already, Egypt are the favourites and are the bookies' favourites at 9-2 to win this tournament. They've won it the most times as well, 7-time winners. The last time they won it was in 2010. So, you know, them being the host nation, you know, they'll have home advantage. But who knows? I mean, sometimes it can apply too much pressure for the host nation. But we'll see. You know, they've got their fans behind them, so they will be the favourites. The second favourites, strangely enough, but maybe not so, is Senegal at 11-2. Their best finish was runners-up in 2002, so they don't really have a rich history in this competition. You know, they've caused a few problems here and there, but they've never, ever quite got over the line. And, you know, maybe the reason why they are second favourites is because they've got Sadio Mane, and he's had an excellent season for Liverpool, which I'm not delighted to say because I support Man United, but he's had an excellent season for Liverpool, and he's going to cause any defence problem with his pace and his power and his ingenuity. So Senegal, they're the second favourites. The third favourites are 2013 winners, Nigeria. I know you Nigerians will be excited for this competition, and they're backed at 8-1 to win this competition. They've won the competition 3 times, and you know, they have some good players. They have some good young players. Whether or not they can get over the line this time round, who knows? But you know, Nigeria, they've got a rich history in this tournament, so they'll be looking to do their country proud, and you know, they are a very, very proud nation, as we all know. So yeah, look out for them. The full favourites are Ivory Coast. They're also, they're joint third favourites with Nigeria. They're back to 8-1 as well. Their last win was in 2015. They finally managed to win it after a long period of time, boasting the likes of having your Bonis, your Drogbas, your Yaya Tourés, your Kolo Tourés, your Javinhos. They had a host of players who, you know, should have been winning more African Cup of Nations tournaments, in my opinion. But, you know, they managed to get over the line in 2015. They've won the competition 2 times. And they'll be looking with the likes of your Zahars in the team, the young guy from Lille, to actually cause problems in the tournament and get to the finals and hopefully win it. So the Elephants, you know, they'll be excited. You know, they're a vibrant young team now. And who knows? But they're the joint third favourites with Nigeria. And the fifth favourites are the Black Stars. Now, I've spoken to a lot of Ghanaian people, and they haven't really been too exciting. They don't really trust their side anymore. They say that their time is gone, but they're the fifth favourites. The bookies that backing them at 13-2. Their last win though was in 1982. So I understand why Ghanaian fans or Ghanaians are very apprehensive about, getting anywhere in this tournament, because that's a long period of time, and a lot of Ghanaians feel that they lost their chance around 5 to 10 years ago when they were the talk of the town in Africa. But funny enough, they've won it 4 times, but it's been a long time since they've won it. Now, surprisingly, the holders Cameroon are nowhere near that. Well, they are near that list, but they're not even in the top 5, and they're the holders. They won it last in 2017. They're 5 times winners, so they have a rich history. Maybe it's probably down to the fact that they don't have as many high-profile players in their team, but who knows? I mean, they went about their business in 2017 very well, and they could cause problems. But they're 7th favourites with the bookies, and we'll just have to wait and see. But like we said, things change as the tournament goes on, so who knows what's going to happen? I mean, the opening fixtures could cause some surprises. Like I said, Zimbabwe could go out and beat Egypt tomorrow. Who knows? We just don't know. One final thing to take note of in this year's competition is VAR. Now, VAR has been introduced in this year's competition. However, it won't be used in the group stages. It will be introduced into the latter stages of the competition, the quarterfinal stage. Now, VAR, we all know, is very controversial. We've seen various decisions overruled by VAR. For example, when Rashford scored the penalty against PSG in the last minute to send United through, or when Man City's goal was ruled, Sterling's goal was overruled by VAR, as it was judged that he was offside. Aguero was offside. And even yesterday in the Women's World Cup, whereby the Scottish keeper saved the penalty, however, VAR ruled or judged that the keeper had jumped ahead of her line before the penalty was kicked, so the penalty was ordered to be retaken, and subsequently Argentina, they scored that penalty and they drew the game 3-3, and Scotland unfortunately agonizingly went out. So we could see various decisions and controversial decisions in the quarterfinals and in the latter stages of this tournament. So it'll be interesting to see, but it will definitely create some talking points. Nonetheless, keep up to date with African Cup of Nations on You Know The Score. It's your host Shingy. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, Shingy_LDN. On Instagram, Shingy_Rose. Make sure you follow the Twitter handles for the channel, which is YKTS Football on Twitter and on Instagram. Make sure you follow the production team, which is Hustle Time. And make sure you like, share, and comment below. And if you do want to join us here in the studio to have your say, if you're patriotic, DM me, join me. Tonight, it's the show before the show. But like I said, if you're patriotic, Nigerians, Ghanaians, South Africans, Zimbabweans, Senegalese, if you're Egyptian, Moroccan, Algerian, join us and get in touch. But for now, I'm out.